Hello friends, this is Karthik Pandit here, Namaskar, and I have with me as usual my friend Dr. C. Chaitanya Shah. Today we are going to speak on MSME and credit rating. Chaitanya is going to talk about credit rating and how it will help the SME in their rating and therefore in positioning of their company and in raising funds and so many other things. Chaitanya.
Hi, Karthik. It's has been a little longer gap, and now after a long time, we are taking up another episode. Today, as we discuss, we will deal with the credit rating. Credit rating, ideally, is basically a diagnostic report. The way we have, in our medical parlance, the diagnostic report. Now, what does the diagnostic report normally indicate? What's your view?
Well, diagnosis of the especially the financial and the management of a company is what anybody, any investor, any stakeholder, anybody who wants to interact with the firm, with the company would want to look at from a third person perspective.
Exactly. So what it does is the credit rating agencies, particularly it was started with CRISIL, and now there are at least 5 to 6 other agencies which are into the process, including Dun and Bradstreet. All these people are into this diagnostic analysis of the thing. And like a medical report, it provides the complete health checkup. The way we get the health checkup from the medical report of whole body study, same way here the credit rating agency gives a complete report of the health of the business. What are the things which the business is lacking? As you rightly mentioned, it starts with management, it starts with business model, it also takes into consideration the other operating aspects, the other key parameters of the business, where they are lacking and what they are supposed to be doing about it. So my own view is that anything, any MSME, particularly small and medium enterprise, which is above 15-20 crores and is planning to expand in a big way, it's a fantastic, sort of study which will give them the inputs as
Absolutely.
to the areas where they need to focus.
Correct.
Yeah,
Well,
you're saying something.
while it identifies the issues, it doesn't venture into giving solutions to those problems. Actually, it is a report which would indicate the pluses and minuses. In a way, one could say it is a SWOT of the company in various parameters.
Exactly.
And those
Perfect.
parameters would be right from the financial strength of the company and the management and the business model and so many other aspects.
True. Exactly. So what happens? The owner of the business and whatever team he has got, if he has got a very strong team, each one will get the required inputs about their areas of operation. And management as a whole will get a complete bird's eye view as to what is required to be done in the business. What are the areas where they are lacking? Or what are the areas where they really need to strengthen? So, any business which is planning to grow, say, at a rapid pace, or some businesses which are stuck up in spite of their efforts. Say, I know a number of businesses which are getting stuck between around, say, 20, 30, 40 crores, and they are not able to break that barrier. If they go through this credit rating, they will get an excellent input from a third party who are expert in this field. In fact, I had gone one step further and requested CRISIL and ICRA that why not you create another agency which will help them provide some kind of an input, how they can improve. Here you are providing only the diagnostic report that these are the issues which you are facing, but how to correct it, that is where they face a lot of
Yeah,
challenges.
so from a layman point of view, since you started with the doctor's example, this is a pathological report of the
Exactly.
organization.
True.
The issue is the question that may arise in the mind of our viewers would be what is the importance, what is the percentile importance given to each pie in the each element of the pie? For example, what is the importance or percentage given in management versus financial strength versus business model versus location versus goodwill versus
True,
so many anything.
true. And because of their expertise, the credit rating agencies, they give you a perfect view as a third party view. Like, as you rightly mentioned in our diagnostic report, a agency, which is very good in terms of making assessment of the human health, they tell you exactly on what parameters you are having a deficiency or what parameters are okay. Similarly, these credit rating agencies, and this is what I find, that most of the MSMEs, particularly small and medium enterprises, they are not making use of it. They should ideally be making use of it
Yeah,
for the growth of their business.
another thing that we have noticed, Chaitanya, that
Hmm.
SME operation is more in isolation. It is more in a
Yes.
silo system because it is assumed and presumed that if I share my information, maybe my business secrets will be lost. A credit rating agency, since it goes to various companies in the same industry, has a bird's eye view about other companies in the same business, and therefore, with a comparative, they are able to give. We are not selling
Yes.
any credit agency here, but they are able to do a quick comparative based on the industry practices and the industry's issues that currently face that kind of particular industry. However,
Absolutely,
for our viewers, also
because
I would want
yes.
to bring out the difference between the ISO certification and the credit rating agency. Would you want to talk about the
No,
ISO certification?
no, no. See, ISO certification is totally different ball game. It is regarding the processes within the organization.
Exactly.
Whereas the credit rating is dealing with the entire ecosystem within which the entire key parameters on which the organization is supposed to perform. And as you
Right.
rightly mentioned,
Correct.
what happens because of their wide access, because they go through the industry, different industries and industries in the same kind of a segment, their view is expert view and they know exactly what is required to be done.
Absolutely.
So from that
So,
angle, credit rating is excellent for the companies which want to grow.
yeah, so companies, we find lot of SMEs go for ISO certification, which in a way certifies the process that you adopted for your organization and how far you are following those processes as far as your organization is concerned. But that's a very limited and a restricted eye into your company. What is important is a bird's eye view, which comes through this particular process that we are talking about, and therefore it is essential and helpful for a company which
True.
is ambitious to grow that they go for a credit rating and not only once but continuously do it. What would be your suggestion? Would you request them? Would you advise a rating every 2 years, every 3 years?
No, they need to look at if they are implementing the suggestions properly and if they are able to lift their business, maybe say every 1.5, 2 years or 3 years, at least even every alternate year they can do. Another advantage of a credit rating is that even for a smaller businesses, the advantages is that under the MSME Act, there are also certain concessions in terms of the rating
Absolutely.
agency fees being reimbursed by the government.
True.
So that concern if some people have, and basic they have to open their mindset. MSMEs have to open their mindset that they should be open to share and be willing to learn from others. My assessment is that they are not comfortable, approaching somebody for advice or accepting their advice and implementing the advice. There are huge gaps, and that is where most of the people are suffering.
Yeah. So
So that's what I think.
every organization will find in a plethora of activities that are expected of them, they are very good in some and rather poor or lacking in other. This would help
True,
any organization to get a 360 view that well you are very good in this particular area. Perhaps you need to improve or strengthen or change
correct.
in another particular area. Therefore, the final product, the company, the firm, the organization, the product that comes in the market would have a valuation which is far better in the eyes of all the stakeholders, be it valuation in terms of capitalizing the company or for taking borrowings or for your product or whichever it is.
True.
Yeah.
Great.
So,
Yeah.
so here is our view, friends, as to why and how and what are the benefits of going for a credit rating. I hope this helps. And should you require to go for credit rating, obviously there is a prep period required. And should you require that prep period, you can always approach us. Having said that, bye for now. Thank you. Over and out.
Yes.